Had the day. Well, here, welcome to MBRR Media. We're breaking from the normal fare of what we do here to do a little Christmas cooking. And so, those of you that have been around before know that I do like to do cooking streams. I do, we've done one cooking with TC over on Veteran Nation. This isn't Veteran Nation, obviously. Those take a little bit more time to set up, and got to work with Skipper and everyone else to be able to make that work. But here we are. It's Christmas Eve, day off from work, today and tomorrow. So I decided that I was going to, do my prep for tomorrow's meal, or my cooking for tomorrow's meal. I was going to do it today. And so you guys are fortunate enough to be able to take part in that. If you're new to the channel, if you're stopping by for the first time, thank you. Hit that, that thumbs up, hit that like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And share it out, because this is a side of me that the channel doesn't normally get to see. And, big shout out to all the channel members, especially the two people that we have coming in at show producer levels right now. We got the Angry Vet, and we also have Natalie, who is the show researcher. She does everything volunteer. She's a huge asset, and cannot thank her enough for all the time that she puts into this. Even though I make life difficult for her because I ask a ton of questions, but they make all the other content that I do possible. So do the channel members, the other channel members, everybody who decides to give. There's a couple of links in the description, one to Upside. If you like to save money, this is not paid, but if you like to save money, follow my Upside link and go ahead and join Upside, and we both get a little bit of a perk, a little bit of a cash back on our first fill up. Second one is, if you don't like to go through Google, but you do like to support your favorite creators, and if I'm one of them, there's now a link to a CashApp there. So it's $MBRR Media. So feel free to do that. So today we're going to do a couple of things. One, we're going to be making my own recipe for creamy chicken and wild rice soup. And when I say my own, and taken recipes that I've used over the years and have created one that I like better than anything else I've ever made or ever had when it comes to that. And so if you have ever watched me cook before, I don't cook from recipe in the sense of reading from a card. I cook from feel and taste, texture, flavor, things like that. The other part of that is I also am going to be making a traditional German Brötchen, which is basically, it means small bread. So they're going to be little mini loaves. Now, baking is different than traditional cooking in that, hey, thanks for joining in. Cooking is very much by gut, very much by instinct, very much by feel. Baking is a science. It's a scientific art. I am not a scientist. I am not good with the ins and outs of the precision of what baking requires. So if you're joining, you're going to see two sides of my kind of cooking. You're going to see me doing the fly by the seat of my pants style, and then you're also going to see me following a recipe for the Brötchen, because Brötchen is a really good bread. It pairs well with just about everything. Some people, they like the French style loaves, Italian loaves. Well, Brötchen is a German loaf. They're mini loaves, and I fell in love with them when I was living in Germany for a few years. And I haven't had Brötchen since I left Germany. So we're going to make Brötchen for tomorrow's Christmas meal that we're going to be having out at my daughter and her family's place. So we're going to get started. And you have to forgive me. I am working off of a recipe for those who like to tune in for my cooking, but like that I do it a particular way. So we're going to start with the Brötchen because we have to mix it. We have to wait for it to rise. And that's a pain in the neck, right? Everybody knows it's just a pain waiting for bread to rise. So it takes time. So we're going to get that started, and then we're going to make the soup. I don't know, you probably can't see, but over on that counter right there is the other half of MBRR Media, which is the silent half that makes everything happen, is going to be making her own recipe for cheesecake later. She made one last night. And by the way, I should be careful with this. I don't want to drop it, but she made a homemade raspberry swirled cheesecake. So, hey Mercedes, thanks for being here. So she made this last night, and she's making another one tonight, an Oreo coconut cream cheesecake. She's going to be making that this afternoon. So I have to get all of this done before she comes back to work, or from work. And I've been working on the recipe for the Brötchen all day, trying to make sure I had everything I needed. So I got her ingredients out to make her cheesecake. Now we're going to do my thing. So if I look uncomfortable baking, it's because I'm uncomfortable baking. So, but yeah, thanks for being here, Mercedes, everybody else. Please chat, let us know where you're from if you're watching for the first time. Now I bought a very particular bread flour. I did not buy just an all-purpose flour. I did buy bread flour. So I wanted this to come as close as possible to the German recipe as there was, and so they said if you can't get a German flour, get actual bread flour. So I got an unbleached bread flour from Pillsbury, which I don't, I don't know how I feel about things like Pillsbury, but so the first ingredients is 3/4 cup of bread flour. Three and 3/4 cups of bread flour. So this is 2 cups. There's 3. And like I said, I am not a baker, so for me to tackle this, you guys have no idea. This could turn out to be a big embarrassment. There's 1/4 cup. That's 3 and 3/4 cups. second. Just a second. Don't go anywhere.